Hello, Carmel by the sea. I love Carmel by the sea. It's a California town. I don't know if that's related to your handle or not, but I have had a few drinks. Yes, I thought it best if I waited until some opportunity to have had a few drinks before I responded to you to make it easier on you. Carmel 1119. More or less, I think that's it. Okay, now this is going to be difficult for you, but I think you can handle it. I mean, I hope. I think so. I mean, look, if you're talking to me, obviously you want a challenge, right? This isn't a dinner party. This is challenge time, right? Isn't it? So we have two examples. I mean, there's more available, but isn't two enough? Okay, so you are criticizing me with my new judgmental style about that style, and yet you jump to conclusions quicker than I do. For example, these two examples we're using, 1, 2. You know what they are? Okay, 1. That song. I'm thinking of a number. It's like you heard numbers and a laugh at the end. You're like, oh, I know what that is because of the numbers. Well, there's nothing more subjective than the meaning of numbers. Come on. And so you backed off from that pretty quick. But you did assert that. See, you felt that kind of a certitude-ish feeling. You can deny it. Of course you can. But why bother? It's a better process if you just admit it. Okay. So there's that. Now, by the way, the reason I laugh that way at the end is not because of the meaning of the numbers, which is varied. And I'll talk more about meaning in a second. It's because I say, and then it was good enough. It still makes me laugh. It's like you talk like a priest or something, and then it was good enough. But on the other hand, the point with meaning for me is that I'm a bit of a deconstructionist. It's not that I'm a follower of any of the so-called deconstructionists as individual philosophies, but I believe that meaning of art is in between the artist, and the what do you call it? The appreciator, right? It's in between there. Art is the relationship between the artist and the appreciator. Okay, the other example is that I made a joke about people asking, can I use the bathroom? When really they just mean, where the fuck is your bathroom? I'm going to use it. So you thought that was a Freudian revelation about, well, I'm pretty, I don't know, from my dad taking me to the rainbow gathering on through to, off-grid people, shitters, and I don't see it. I don't think I have a bathroom hang-up. I think that was just an example of a literalism, right? Where if you apply literalism, it doesn't make any sense. They're not really asking that, and yet that's what they ask. So I admit that there is bathroom issues related to that. That's probably why that's one of the things that people don't use a literal, that they I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Use an obscure or an oblique. That's what I'm looking for. An oblique question. But but you assume that it relates to me, and I don't think I have that. But maybe I do. Let's talk about it. You sure? Yeah, so, and then you criticize me for applying more judgment. Now, I'm not really changing how I view judgment. It's just that I am, I'm sharing it more assertively. On the account of you're all stupid. No offense, not you in particular, though, in this case, but the point is, it's a general thing. Come on, we're all stupid. Me too. Just not as much as everybody else. So, yeah, I thought being a little bit tipsy, as they say, would help you be able to answer this video. Because I'm thoughtful that way. And the point, if you don't understand it, is that you, in reaction to my general thing of being judgmental, more taking, presenting more judgment, you're like, oh no, we can't decide and we're all equal and blah blah blah. But in reality, you jump to conclusions. That's my assertion. Right? So that's what you can deal with. And it's not just, it's not less like, why do people take it to this? Well, because this is relevant. And it's no insult. I think you're a fine person because you take part in these kinds of conversations. Maybe you didn't know that this is what you were taking on, but come on. You must have known. I mean, I show no signs of anything but calling you on this kind of bullshit. Right? Or do I not? I don't know. I totally, believe me, I'm in a crazy place in my life where who knows? Who knows? Maybe I don't convey that, but I am going to call you on it. And there's nothing personal about it or anything major. It doesn't mean you're a bad person just because you're totally wrong in this particular case. It matters what the particular case is. If we're trying to answer, well, how wrong is Carmel? And if it's named after Carmel by the sea, well, extra credit for you. Beautiful city. Working class town turned Republican. That's sad. But anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go there. I really like Cannery Row. Yay. And Pebble Beach down wherever. It's awesome. Anyway, it's a little bit elitist, but well, maybe that has nothing to do with your name. We don't even know. So if we includes me and in an inclusive sense. So the point really is that I am your guru in this subject, I guess, because you seem to think you're a skeptic. But you jump the fuck to conclusions. I mean, seriously. Jumping to a conclusion about a song about numbers. Numbers are apophenic. That means people find their own patterns in them. And meaning. For you to think you knew what I meant by a number song is definitely overactive. Really, think about it. I mean, don't feel bad just because you made a mistake. But, you made one. That's all. It's not a big deal. You jump to a conclusion. Okay, so you're accusing me. No, I don't do that. I'm very, very slow. I'm very slow and deliberate. Inch by inch. Step by step. You know that thing, right? Really? I mean, and if I'm not, call me on it. But you can't say, well, you had a few drinks when you were talking to me, so therefore you are unreasonable. No, it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. Not that you're really going to go there. I mean, I know you well enough to know that you're going to not go anywhere I said you were going to go, and so I'm saying these things to keep you from going there. And if you, but on the other hand, you're kind of like, well, don't talk to me that way. And maybe you will go there just to prove, fuck, I'll go there. Which I respect a great deal, but is unadvisable. So, I mean, the point is, you're sort of in the same category for me right now on this subject, not in general. Categories aren't general, right? I mean, fuck categories. You're not in any category. You're an individual. But on this topic, you're in a category with to be serious, as to if I am blunt with you, you're going to say that's negative, therefore it's all things negative. Do you know what I mean? Does anybody know what I mean? Like, for example, I say, duh, I do that. Well, that's a negative kind of a participation. It's like, duh, it's negative. And therefore, it's not listening. And the only relationship between being rude like that and not listening is that they're both negative. A lot of people kind of think like, once you have identified something as negative, it doesn't matter which negative thing it is. No, it does. It always matters which thing it is, which pattern, which behavior, which process of becoming it is. Now, I see you get nervous about this kind of pressure, and don't. Seriously, just don't. I wouldn't spend this time with you if I didn't think you were worth the time. You understand what I'm saying? So, granted, I wanted to do it a little bit tipsy to give you an easier time, right? Theoretically, if I'm intoxicated, I'm easier to deal with. I'm not sure about that, but that's what I'm told. Because I'm not as, the vocabulary and the like, scanning you. Everybody, that bugs people. And then if I get a little bit intoxicated, it's more like, hey, this doesn't matter. Obviously, I'm nuts. It doesn't matter, I'm right. The thing is, I think the same way intoxicated as not, but probably I put it a little softer. I put it a little more, understandably. Or no? I don't know. You be the judge of that, but if you exploit it, that won't be good. So I made this obvious where there's an exploitable thing you shouldn't exploit, right? And there's a real point, which is we're just talking about skepticism. You seem to embrace the idea of skepticism. I get to challenge you that you're jumping to some conclusions that aren't very skeptical, and you get to say, I'm assenting to what is apparent, and I get to say, right, it was apparent but not real, and you get to say, yeah, you're right, Piero. It was these other issues that are deeper than the shallow things I thought. And we all get to go, yeehaw. And it's not such a bad thing since I have, everyone's best interest at heart. So you're a sweet little, probably sort of shortish little entity, and that's adorable. So, good on you. No offense. And I know you came to me to get this kind of, hey, I'm Mr. Wake-Up Call. I'm sure. Come on. Which means you're bold and brave, and that's good. And now it happened, and, I'm sure you'll be the better for it. All right. Cheers, anyway, and enjoy the internets. The internets. Did I pronounce that right the first time? Anyway, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. My friend is passed out on the couch, and it seems like a good time for this video. I was thinking about it all day, and I was like, I don't know, I think I'll be too mean or something. But see, I'm a really friendly drinker, so having drunk a little will make me, more like, good-hearted. So is that a bad thing? Artificial good-heartedness? I don't think so, because it's not artificial. I just let it out. I tapped it from a, no hard feelings well. And I have that most of the time, but I'm just saying something like this. I mean, I knew this would be taken negatively if not done either delicately or, intoxicated. So, all right, cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers.